So, Zach, we have a series called Behind Closed Doors. It dawned on us that it feels very unfair that on a week to week basis, we get to have all these amazing conversations with founders and investors, and we're hearing all sorts of things on Zooms and in meetings. And so much of it is wisdom that should be shared with the general community. And I heard you say something that I wanted to capture in a quick video. So, you have a concept of the backyard is always on fire.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'd love to hear you kind of unpack that, explain to our audience and our listeners what you mean by the backyard is always on fire.
So the backyard is always on fire. And here's why. It's so easy to look at your startup and your problems and the things that are going on and be like, you're comparing your backyard to other people's front yard. And you're seeing all these great LinkedIn posts. You're seeing they're raising money. You're seeing they're doubling. You're seeing all these wonderful things on LinkedIn. And you're like looking at your backyard and you're like, oh my gosh, our company is a dumpster fire. Like there are so many problems. But at the end of the day, there's two things you need to learn. One is everyone's backyard is always on fire. Once you get in and you're talking to these CEOs, I just got done with a little retreat with a bunch of CEOs. Everyone has big issues in their company, right? The job of a CEO, and this is the second thing, the job of the CEO and the leadership team is to manage the team and manage the fire so they don't get to the house, right? It's okay that there's fires. Keep them contained, keep them small, and make sure they don't get to the house, right? But don't feel so bad that everybody else's company is doing better than yours, because it's just like social media. Everyone posts their vacation picture, not the 2-hour argument they had with their spouse, right? And everyone has discussions with their spouse, and everyone has kids that act out. And that doesn't mean that you're a bad parent or you're a bad spouse or you're a bad person. Doesn't mean that you're a bad company because you've got some issues. So anyway, I just think that it's comforting to know that the backyard's always on fire. The one thing that I heard recently is everyone always says the grass is always greener, right? Elsewhere. The CEO of Copia recently told me the grass is always greener where you water it. And I think that was a really very wise saying.
I love it. Well, thank you.
Wills, we
Appreciate you
got
sharing.
two out of Zach, two
Yeah.
behind closed doors.
Awesome.